I got rhythm, 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 I got music, I got.
So Dirigo being the Maine state motto and meaning I will lead, literally, is, obviously something that has a connection to Mainers in their connection to nature and kind of pioneering, but also preserving nature and their kind of surroundings. Yeah, that's kind of what it means to me, just on its own.
Dirigo to me means Maine. It's a community of people from this amazing state, and I feel like you really only understand that if you live here and you're immersed in the culture here in Maine. And that's really what Dirigo is all about.
To me, Dirigo means being a leader, and by this I mean drawing together a community. That means offering opportunities and offering them to the community and to the singers that sing with us. And just setting that type of example through the community service that we also do is the essence of Dirigo to me, making something happen
Well, I think all kinds of music for me, and it's interesting. We're both classically trained musicians and singers. We both kind of have our background in opera. But a huge misconception is that, we're classical singers that only listen to classical music. And that's just not true. We listen to all sorts of different things. And in fact, we sing all sorts of different things. As far as inspiration goes, I sometimes find it in the weirdest places. Sometimes I'll hear it in a pop song. I love musicals. I love sort of old 40s and 50s songs. Sometimes you kind of hear it in jazz. But something that really inspired me with Dirigo Ensemble and doing some of the music in there is the collaborative nature of everything. It's a small ensemble, so a lot of the inspiration that I find in music is when you hit harmonies that are really interesting. And not only is that cool to listen to, but to be a part of when you're kind of in the middle of a harmony that's really fun to sing. It has a otherworldly experience that I think that's kind of involved in it, and feels inspirational, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm from Bangor, so I grew up in Bangor for about 25 years or so, and then we both lived in Boston for about 10 years, and we've been back for about 6 months. So freshly back, but I do have all of my roots are in Maine. So.
None of my roots are in Maine. I'm a new Maine person, and really excited to be here. Like I said, I've only been here for 6 months, but visiting from Boston quite a bit here, and I was absolutely drawn to this state, and I felt a sense of home when I was here, and that was really what drew me here, and really excited to be here.
So I moved to Maine from Chicago in 2013. We just literally opened a map and picked a spot, and we have been here ever since. We absolutely love it and hope to be here for a long time.
I actually grew up in Maine, so I was born and raised in Maine. I moved away away for about 7 years and just couldn't keep myself from coming back. So yeah, Maine is my home. I've been here my whole life.
Lots of kind of music inspires me. I am a big believer in Renaissance polyphony and Baroque, but also sometimes unexpected genres really inspire me. Like I can hear a pop song or some contemporary music and it just has cool lyrics or some rhythmical thing that inspires me. But I do love harmonies. So anything that has an amazing harmony really speaks to me, and really it's just so wonderful to hear people do things together. Once again I turn to this theme, but it just seems to be something that really truly inspires me.
Maine is really about networking and about community. And my advice to people trying to make it in music in Maine is to just put yourself out there, go and watch people sing, hang out after, go to the after parties, talk to people, and form friendships. I think that most of the people you talk to will say that, oh, I got into this because a friend of a friend of mine or this person I knew back in the day. It's really all about, you know, feeling like you're a part of the community and a part of what's going on. And I think to get into the music community here in Maine, it's really, really about making connections, honest connections with the other musicians here in Maine.
My advice to aspiring musicians is to volunteer. Volunteer anywhere in your community, whether it be a church, in your school, in your local community school of music, anywhere. And my other advice is be consistent and reliable. Show up, do what you promised to do, no matter how small that thing that you promised to do it was, because that builds that kind of trust between you and your community that you're gonna get it done. And that kind of trust builds your confidence, and it brings you more jobs. So you really don't have to be a mega star in a big stage to be respected as a musician. You really can start right here locally in your own community and build your career from there.
I would say a couple of things. There is no right and wrong way to pursue music, whether it be a career or as a hobby or a combination of both. There are people who tell you there is a right and a wrong way, and that's just not true, frankly. In making music, you know, if you are doing it for some type of living or anything like that, whether it be part-time or full-time or what have you, there are going to be times when you sing music that maybe isn't the most satisfying to you artistically, but as long as you keep your interests and your aesthetic projects, or, you know, those musical projects that do satisfy you as an artist, as long as you keep those active and alive, that's the most important.
I think, like, on that sort of same topic as keeping the joy in it, you have to remember why you're doing the thing you're doing, and that you went into music. No one goes into music for the money. Everyone does it because they love it. And I think it's always good to keep in sight the reason that you love it, and make sure you do things, whether it's just a little bit or a lot of it, that things that bring you joy and things that make you happy. And that a lot of times that's making your own path in things. That there's not a set path that's going to lead to success for anyone. And you have to kind of make that path and sort of put it together like you want. I mean, if there isn't something out there that you see, make your own opportunities, you know, do your own recital, create your own ensemble, do something like that, because it's really, at the end of the day, it is that you are loving what you're doing for your life, and that's the most important thing.